Hello, my friends, and welcome back to some more New Vegas with Mordecai, and we are standing up on, I'm going to call it the breakup balcony, because this is where we dismiss our companions when we're done with their quests, I suppose. Yes, it is time
What's up?
for Veronica to leave.
Why does everyone always say that?
Go away.
Okay, then I guess I'll be back at the 188. Maybe digging in some dirt for scrap metal or something.
You can keep the power armor. We do not need it. But yeah, today we make our way to Black Mountain, which I think should be pretty fun. We actually have a couple quests sending us that way anyways. So what is the best way to get there? We can go from here, or we can be men and head through Sloan. Let's do Sloan. That sounds way harder, and therefore it'll be way more fun. We got some pretty decent guns last time. We have, whatever this is. The chainsaw, which I guess you hold it like a chainsaw and it shoots. Okay, that is not what I was expecting. That is a very strange gun. I understand what they're going for, but that's bizarre. I wonder if you like stand next to someone if you can deal a bunch of damage to them in melee, or if it's just shooting. We also picked up the dual drum magazine assault rifle. We also got this combat shotgun, which just looks cool. And we still have the lair on us. Now, are these the best guns possible for killing super mutants? Probably not. Are we going to do it anyways? Yes. We also don't really have any AP rounds, apparently. Thought I had some, but no. We do have some OC overcharged rounds for this gun. Anyways, I will just cut you in once we get a little bit closer, maybe once we get to Sloan. Okay, here's Sloan. Might as well grab the map marker.
Hold up.
Nope.
There are death claws all over the damn place north of here. I'd turn back if I were you. If you want to get to New Vegas, you're better off heading east from Prim and then looping north. It's a heck of a lot safer.
Where'd the death claws come from?
They moved into the quarry after the powder gangers came through and made off with most of our dynamite. We shut the quarry down while we waited for the NCR to get us some more blasting sticks, but now the death claws have shown up. The NCR's a no-show, and my men and I have got nothing to do but sit on our asses all day. It's damn frustrating.
I could take care of him for you.
I don't know what it is about you, but I think you could actually pull it off. Deathclaws are tough bastards, but you might be even tougher. Nobody here is any use to you in a fight against Deathclaws, but take these medical supplies. You'll probably need them. To do the job right, you've got to get rid of the pack leaders, the Mother Deathclaw and the Deathclaw Alpha Male. Should run the rest of them off.
He doesn't know what is making him think that we can take him on. Maybe it's our power armor. That seems like it would help. Okay, well, we could, help him with that since we're in the area. I don't think it's an actual quest. I think it's kind of an unmarked thing. But I'm down to mess with some Deathclaws. We're pretty strong. We have some good weapons. And of course we have the OP shotgun. Apparently some of them died already. Must have happened off screen. Guess the powder ganger did it. Good job. Yeah, I'm not too afraid. We took out a bunch of them during the long 15. I think we'll be okay. We also have this gun, which might be slightly OP. And also try out the chainsaw, which is not very good against them. Okay. I admit, I thought we'd kill him a little bit faster. We did just level up though, that's nice. Okay, we just discovered Quarry Junction. These are just regular death claws. Let's use our level up here. I don't think we're in combat, so it should go off, right? Eventually. Okay, so what do we want here? Guns would help us right away, which could be nice. We were increasing sneak for a bit, so we could continue to increase that. Yeah, let's do sneak again. Why not? No perk this level. I don't even like using the iron sights because it like bounces too much. It's kind of hard to watch. Oh, we're apparently just out of ammo with that. That's not good. Thankfully we have a shotgun and took a bunch of shotgun perks, so we're just OP as long as we have some shotgun shells. Okay, well that's the alpha male. Yeah, the N stay back perk, like I said when we were playing Fallout 3. Most OP perk in the game, I am of the belief. Look at that. We could just take all the super mutants on with this. We might have to since we just ran out of ammo for our other gun. I don't think there's a... Nope. I don't think there's like a cave or anything here. I mean... would it make sense for there to be? Maybe, is this one? Kind of, I guess. Ooh, a light machine gun. We will take that. And some Deathclaw eggs. I feel like you gotta collect these at some point for some quest. So we'll just take them now. Yeah, I mean, I think we got the big dogs. I don't see any other Deathclaws either, so... guess we can just fast travel back to Sloan, unless there's another one hiding. I don't think so. I didn't know he ever left this spot. Okay. Well, while we're here, let's fix old Snuffles' leg. Woof. Your leg appears to be injured. Woof. Clean the wound with antibiotics and expertly bind Snuffles' injured leg. How's it going? Ah. Wish we had a pet mole rat. We can also, somewhere here, fix up their generator, I think. Yes. Repair it. I don't know where Chomps Lewis went. There he is.
You need something?
Deathclaws are dead. Well, I repaired your generator.
It's nice to see things going the way they're supposed to for a change. I'm going to pay you out of my own pocket for this one.
I fixed Snuffles' leg.
I'd noticed Snuffles limping, but I didn't realize the problem was that serious. Thanks. That beast helps keep spirits up around here.
And I killed the Deathclaw mother and alpha.
Coming from anyone else, I'd say they were drunk or crazy. But that look in your eyes, I believe you. I can pay you, but it ain't much for what you pulled off. I'll get on the ham radio first thing and tell people all about you, though.
Nice. Our NCR fame is maxed, so it doesn't really matter. I think we're idolized. But still, you know, Mordecai would stop to help these people. Now, the question I want to know, because I do have some, like, dynamic, I would call them mods, if this actually opens up and traders start coming through. I wonder, part of that mod I have, I wonder if you can reclaim, oh, there's super mutants here. I wonder if you can reclaim the quarry, so, like, it stops respawns, you know? That would be really cool. It might automatically do that. I have no idea. I did just see a Deathclaw over here somewhere. There you are. There's a couple, actually. I didn't do my job. Oh, well, he's taken out a Cazador, so he's helped cleaning up the wasteland, too. Okay, we have 72 shots. Yeah, this thing's good, but... man, does it blow through ammo. Okay, okay, there's a lot of you. Not too bad. Yeah, I'll have to like look into that because I think it would be cool to like rebuild this like freeway and take over the quarry again. I love that kind of, I don't know, reactivity in the world that you don't really see in these type of games. So mods have to kind of fill in the gap. All right, no more procrastinating. Let's go up Black Mountain.
This is a dangerous place, human, especially for your kind. I suggest you turn back. There's nothing good waiting for you further on.
What makes this a dangerous place?
You must have heard her radio broadcasts. Though why a human would follow her invitation here is beyond me, unless you didn't listen very closely. The voice on the radio belongs to Tabitha, the supreme commander of Black Mountain, or as she calls it, the state of Utopatha. She took control of this place almost 2 years ago. The super mutants here do whatever she says, and she says humans are to be killed on sight.
Sounds like you've had enough of her. What if you had some help? How did she end up in control?
For years, Black Mountain was a peaceful community. Its leader, Marcus, broadcast an invitation to mutants throughout the wasteland. That's how I found Black Mountain. So did others, most of them second-generation mutants. Marcus welcomed everyone. That was his mistake. The community ended up being mostly second-gen, not very bright, but easy to influence. Fine until the Nightkin came along, led by Tabitha. In a week, she had most of the second-gens thinking she was some kind of prophet, and that she should be broadcasting her truth, not Marcus. Marcus saw what was coming and decided to leave before things got out of hand. He smashed the radio and left to found Jacobstown.
What's Jacobstown?
The opposite of Black Mountain. A stable community of mutants, mostly, led by a mentally stable leader. Humans are welcome there, so long as they behave themselves. Look northwest of Red Rock Canyon if you want to find it.
Why are you here instead of there?
Marcus sent me here a couple of months ago to check on Black Mountain. I suppose you could say I came here as a spy. But with no signs of Tabitha's weakening and none of the second gens ready to revolt or to come to Jacobstown, there wasn't much I could do. Down here, on the other hand, I've saved a dozen mutants from heading up the mountain. It's not much, but it's something. I have my own reasons to stay away from Jacobstown for a while. Reasons we won't be discussing, so I've stayed here.
Thanks for the warning, but I can take care of myself. What sort of trouble should I expect? Why are some super mutants smarter than others?
Not all super mutants were created equal, or at the same time, or for the same purpose. The first generation tends to be smarter, stronger, and more civilized, I suppose you could say, than the ones made later, save the Nightkin.
You say that super mutants were made? We actually do know that.
Yes, and it's not something I care to discuss with one of your kind. If you have some insatiable curiosity about the matter, talk to Marcus in Jacobstown. He's more patient with such questions than I am.
You seem pretty friendly for a mutant.
Keep saying things like that and I won't be so friendly. Not every super mutant is a brain-damaged brute. Many of us are just as intelligent as basic humans, and the rest don't really have any choice in the matter, do they?
Sorry about that. No offense.
And none taken, since you apologized.
You say Marcus smashed the radio not very well, apparently?
There's a sad story behind that. Marcus smashed it just fine, but while we were gone, some ghoul named Raul came along. Tabitha turned him into her personal mechanic. A slave, really. See, if I'd been standing down here, I could have warned him before it was too late.
Thanks for the warning, but I can take care of myself. What sort of trouble should I expect? All right, sounds like you've had enough of Tabitha. What if you had some help?
Help would improve the odds. Help might just make the difference. All right, if you're good enough at what you do to meet me in the village up near the peak, we can talk further. I'll have a plan by the time I see you, if I see you. Good luck. It's going to be a lot harder for you to get up there than it will be for me.
Okay, so there's a couple ways to do this quest. And, you know, if you're really trying to do what Mordecai would do, we would sneak past them all. So I'm going to try to do that. It's not as fun because you don't get to kill a bunch of super mutants, but you do save a lot of lives, and that's what's important, right? The main thing is how slow we sneak. I didn't even really plan it, but it is nice that we've been upgrading our sneak, huh? And with the stealth, but I don't know if they can actually see us, even in power. Oh crap, they can. Maybe we should not wear power armor right now. Is our light on? I don't think our light affects our sneak since we took a perk for it, but yeah, we gotta be careful. These super mutants aren't like evil. Like these aren't the same ones we see in DC. They're very much friendly if you manage to sneak past and deal with the situation. The only reason they're hostile is because of, like he was saying, Tabitha. So, you know, Mordecai would go out of his way to sneak. We are looking for the guy up here. I don't know where he is, though. These are really the only hostile super mutants in the entire game. Whoa. Okay, that's weird. Just like I was saying about the Brotherhood of Steel, they really cut back on the amount of super mutants. I assume because they were worried of like a fatigue with them. So this is really the only hostile super mutant location in the entire game, pretty much. There's Jacob's Town, but they're friendly. And I don't think any area like specifically spawns them. I think part of that too is, you know, this is the West Coast where the person making super mutants, the master, is long dead. And so there's not any new ones coming out like there is in DC and Boston.
A pleasant surprise to see you made it. I'm ready to get started if you are. Here's the plan. The gate to Tabitha's compound is guarded by several Nightkin, all of them using devices that make them invisible. I'm going to draw them away from the gate by telling them I spotted an intruder in the village. Then you slip in.
Okay, I can make that work.
Good luck. We're going to need it.
Oh crap, I had to stand up to talk to them and they found me. And my stealth boy wore off, that's probably why. Can I re-stealth? Doesn't look like it. Okay, well, let's try that again. There we go. Didn't get caught this time. And then our stealth boy wears off. So we'll use our other one and we should be good here. So the only person I'm tempted to kill is this Nightkin right here. Because this Nightkin right here has a unique gun that if you don't get right now, you can never get. Come on, come down here so I can shoot the gun out of your hands. We don't even have to kill him. We just gotta shoot the gun out of their hands, you know? There we go. Yoink. All right. So the plan now is not to kill anyone. But if we come into the storage here, we can repair Mr. Handy. The robot lies inert on the table, giving no indication of having worked recently or ever. A nameplate on the part of the surface is scratched and mostly faded, but you can still make out the faint word, Rhonda. Check the robot's circuitry. You quickly ascertain that the robot's current AI state is set to hibernate, likely a self-defense mechanism after the unit suffered catastrophic damage. Whoever repaired it probably didn't know how to reset its AI. After flipping the right switch, the robot jumps to life.
Hello, could you please direct me to Mistress Tabitha?
Sure, follow me.
Thank you very much. My internal clock says it's been 6 years, 52 days, 40 minutes, and 13 seconds since I last spoke to her. I hope she hasn't gotten lonely.
Cool. So let's go outside then. We can come back in a second.
Rhonda? Is that you?
It is, Mistress Tabitha. How I've missed you so. This stranger here fixed me up right as rain. Is he a friend of yours?
I don't know how to thank you for bringing Rhonda back to me, stranger. Here, take this. I won't be needing it anymore.
What will you do now?
I don't know. It's been so long since I lost Rhonda that I'm not sure.
Mistress Tabitha, we should be heading off. Our journey has been much delayed, but we can catch up if we hurry. Come along now.
Yes, Rhonda.
And so now these super mutants up here are friendly. We get a bunch of XP. Kind of want to go talk to Neil if he's down here. See if he has anything to say. I don't know if I've ever talked to him after you finish the quest. Usually I just fast travel away.
Good work, human. Maybe now this place can rest in peace.
What will you do now?
I still have a job to do here. Some mutants may have heard Tabitha's broadcast and are headed here even as we speak. I'll remain and direct anyone who show up toward Jacobstown, where they'll be much better off.
Okay, cool. We can also put our clothes back on. Didn't know if he'd give us a reward or not. Apparently not. And now we can go into these different buildings here without any struggle, including this one with a terminal. Entry 1. As if I don't have enough pointless things to do here, Tabitha wants me to start keeping a log of all the repairs I do. So here's my first log entry. I fixed up several old terminals that were left over in the intact buildings here. I wonder what she's planning to use them for. Apparently, the mutants raided a caravan today. One of their rifles jammed. Took about 7 minutes to fix. I also performed minor maintenance on the broadcasting tower outside. It's tempting to think that I could have just pulled a switch there and taken this accursed station off the air. No doubt she would have killed me soon afterward, but it might have been worth it just to see the look on her face. The mutant with the scar across his face, whom I've taken to calling Cuddles, stopped in today and asked me to fix his car. I told him that's outside my expertise and seriously thought he was going to kill me. Tried to escape today. Tabitha had one of her men beat me senseless when they caught me. Now they locked me up in the next room wherever I'm not working on something. Oh, and I fixed a toaster. Cuddles came in about his car again. He even brought a container of gas and asked if that would help. I tried to tell him that gas was not the problem. He got really angry and dragged me outside. Tabitha killed him herself before things got too ugly. At least I don't have to hear about his car anymore. Tabitha came in today and said she's concerned about my safety. She's insisted that I change the lock on my door to require a password using one of the other computers I fixed. I'm really starting to regret ever fixing those. The password is 1 through 9. Like anyone who cares will ever read this. Knock, knock. Hello.
Took you long enough, so can I go now?
What do you mean, took me long enough?
Sorry. I assumed the only reason you'd fight past a horde of super mutants and pick the lock on my cell is if you heard my cry for help on the radio. But maybe you're just sightseeing. So since the door's open and all, can I go now?
Who are you?
Name's Raul. Raul Alfonso Tejada. I'm the mechanic around here.
Really? Then why does your jumpsuit say Miguel? Do you want to tag along with me? Really?
No. No, boss. I'm a prisoner of the crazy super mutant with the wig and the glasses. I was kind of hoping you were here to set me free. But maybe I'm not a pretty enough damsel for that. Huh?
No, you're pretty. Why does your jumpsuit say Miguel?
Probably because it used to be Miguel's. Whoever he was. How about if you let me go, huh, boss?
Okay, enjoy your freedom.
Alrighty then. I'll just head out, alone, by myself, into the dangerous waste.
Actually, you want to tag along with me?
Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
And so we have acquired another companion. And he's a cool one. Alright, let's get out of here. This place sucks. So he... does he have a quest? I don't remember. I don't know if I ever really come here and recruit him. Of course, he's voiced by Danny Trejo, which is a random fact.
I'm sure pissing off a ruthless warlord with a tribe of fanatically devoted warriors was a good move. How could it not be? It was your idea.
He's angry because we're hostile with Caesar. He's the only companion I think that is okay or like leans towards Caesar. Okay, tell me about yourself.
Sure, boss. What do you want to know?
Who are you?
You forget about me already, boss? You sure you didn't take a blow to the head or something? My name is Raul Alfonso Tejada.
Anything else?
Boss, usually when somebody gives you a name and nothing else, it's because that's all they want to give you.
How can I make the best use of your skills? Where are you from?
I was born just outside Mexico City. My family had a little ranch there.
How old are you?
Old enough to know better, boss. Old enough to know better.
Okay, what's Petro Chico?
You never heard of Petro Chico? Un amigo de Poseidon Energy. Of course not. They were an oil company in Mexico back before the war.
How'd you end up here?
Well, boss, when a giant insane super mutant asks you to stay put, you do what you're told. Well, maybe you don't. But I'm just a broke down old man.
How did she find you in the first place?
It's stupid, boss. I used to listen to the radio broadcast, just to pass the time. Well, one day the signal stopped, so I figured I'd try to find a transmitter. I'm a pretty good repairman. Or I was before my eyes started to go. Anyway, I found Black Mountain and offered my services. But Tabitha decided I was useful enough to keep around. Permanently.
How can I make the best use of your skills?
I'm not much use besides being a portable encyclopedia, really. I guess you could use me as a pack Brahmin. But my knees aren't so good anymore.
I don't believe that. You must have some skills.
That's nice of you to say, boss. But I'm an old man. Not much use to anybody anymore. Time was. I was a pretty good shot with a pistol. I guess I'm still half decent. These old bones aren't much use in hand-to-hand fighting, though. I can also do maintenance work on your stuff. I don't have the supplies for a real repair job, but I can keep your gear working longer.
Lots of older people are still useful to their friends and communities.
Yeah, maybe you can introduce them to me, if we find them, because I've never met one.
Can you tell me anything about Mr. House?
Just how old do you think I am, boss? Because I can pretty much guarantee I'm older than that. Let me tell you a story from before the Great War. Everybody knew Robert House. He was a genius, a superstar. Founded Robco at 22. Dated Hollywood starlets, the works. They say he saved Las Vegas. I was in Mexico City when the bombs dropped. Even from there, we could see House's defensive rockets shooting down the incoming missiles. Everybody assumed he died in the war. Maybe he did. But his robots are still out there roaming the waste. And now, a Mr. House rules New Vegas.
You can't seriously think they're the same Mr. House.
Maybe not. Maybe the new guy is just a clever raider chief with knowledge of history. Maybe he just left instructions for his robots to carry out in his name. Or maybe Robert House uploaded his brain pattern into a computer and rules to this day a godless, soulless machine god. Maybe the whole thing's a crazy coincidence. Who knows?
Maybe there's a connection. Can you remember anything else about him?
I remember there were some weird stories about him, especially near the end. There was a tell-all in El Periódico de las Aburridas by a starlet House dated. She said they never, don't make me spell it out, boss. Anyway, she said all he wanted to do was scan her brain and make her dress up in different outfits.
That's creepy.
It was quite the scandal, at least in the Latin American tabloid journalism market.
Okay. Do you know anything about a goon named Benny, wears a checkered coat and carries a big pistol?
Benny, huh? Sorry, boss. Doesn't ring a bell. Then again, my brain isn't as sharp as it used to be.
Okay, what's your take on the NCR?
They're all right, I suppose. Had a bit of tough going there at the beginning. You know their first town was nearly wiped out by raiders. Anyway, they got their good points and their bad. Just like a lot of the old governments from before the war.
And what about Caesar's Legion?
I don't really have a problem with them. People around here tend to see them as invading marauders planning to burn and pillage the countryside. But I've been to Arizona, boss. Before the Legion, it was a nasty place. So thick with raiders you couldn't trade with a town 2 miles up the road. Caesar's laws aren't nice, and their actions aren't always pretty. But then neither am I. But you keep me around.
This is true. And tell me about New Vegas.
It's big, it's bright, and it's one of the biggest cities still left from before the war. Well, mostly anyway. Used to be just a curiosity. The buildings were pre-war, but it's just as full of raiders and barbarian tribes as any place else. Then Mr. House took over, got the power turned back on, and got the tribes reformed into something civilized. And now they run his casinos for him.
Okay, I think that's everything we can ask him for the time being. That mention where he talks about old people being useless, I think that's his quest, but I don't know if it's an actual quest like, you know, we did for Veronica and Boone and stuff, but I guess we'll have to see. Log 627. We've been picking up a lot of activity from China's satellite network. The tension's pretty high around here. Frank's been talking about securing a place in one of those vaults for himself and his family, and when he didn't show up to work yesterday, I think we all knew where he went. Oh my god, it's actually happening. We have readings across the board of launches happening everywhere. They must have thrown everything they had, and it looks like we didn't hold back either. The computer says we have 2 minutes until the first missile drops. I can barely type. The mountain shielded us from the WASP or the blast, but there's 2 must radiate. Wow, I can't believe those old machines still work. This place looks pretty defensible, and the radiation should keep the majority of people away. Looks like we found a home, at least for now. First things first, though, we've got to get these corpses out of here. Marcus. Marcus made me type this. The leader of this community, Marcus, said I should start keeping a journal to get my mind off Rhonda. He also said I might find something interesting inside this stupid old building. What could possibly be interesting here? The only thing that works here is this junky old terminal. It's a radio station. It's amazing. This place is a radio station. If we can get it repaired, we can broadcast music across the waste, just like Rhonda and I used to listen to. Ah, Rhonda. How I wish you hadn't gone away. I asked all of the mutants here for help, but none of them could do anything for you, which makes me doubt they can fix this place. On the air. The radio station is fixed, and we've begun sending our message out into the desert. Marcus thinks I spend too much time in here, but what does a first gen know? Rhonda says they're just one step up from dum-dums, and I agree. The elite. There was a fight in the yard today between some of us and the first gens. Marcus made a speech about how we need to work together. But why should we? We were the Master's favorites. We don't need their help. Rhonda says we'd be better off without them. Alone at last. Marcus and the others left today. Finally, we have the whole place to ourselves. No more listening to lectures about what we can and can't say on the air. The airwaves will be free. Now Rhonda and I can host our own radio show like we've been planning. I don't know why Marcus always refused to let us do it before. He always started getting real nervous when I told him what Rhonda thought about things. Rhonda says he was afraid she was too smart to control. Anyways, this is the start of a new era. The only downside is most of the dum-dums chose to stay. Great news. A ghoul entered our camp today who has experience fixing machines. He seems to really like it here, so I hope he can stay long enough to fix Rhonda. Weird. Rhonda just asked me why she would need fixing. She has a point. What was I thinking? Safe. I finally got Raul to finish installing the security measures on my door. Now I can have all the privacy I want. Just in case I have a dum-dum moment, I've placed the spare key under the stairs behind my building. No one ever goes back there, so it should be safe from discovery. And there it is. Okay, and we get some more loot here. I'll just take all. And some more loot and a repair note. Number 3. That's the radio thing we're looking for. Sheet music, sure. What does this repair note say? Raul. Rhonda made me angry, so I threw this. Now it doesn't seem to work. Please fix. Alright, radar console. This console appears to connect to radar and other detection systems. Install the remote signal transmitter. You quickly install the device directed. Immediately, a small green light on it begins pulsating. Indicating that it has begun transmitting. Nice. So is that all we had to do up here? I think so. Alright, let's head back to the Hidden Valley then, and I will just cut you in.
Greetings, my friend. How may I help you?
I installed the device up at Black Mountain, as instructed.
This will be a great help in our future efforts, and I thank you. Now then, it is my great honor to bestow upon you the title of Paladin of the Brotherhood, for your valor and your service above and beyond the call of duty. I'm afraid a formal ceremony was out of the question given our current state, but I hope this will make up for it. I've had the Knights refurbish a suit of our power armor for your use. It's one of the earlier models, but it should serve you well. Now I suppose I'm going to have to show you how to use it. Would you like to know how it works?
I already know how to use power armor.
I'm curious. Where did you learn this? No matter. Luckily, that's not all I have for you. I've also given the order that all of our equipment be made available to you, not just the more mundane arms. You're a member of the Brotherhood now, and your gear should reflect that. Lastly, you'll be allowed to come and go as you please. You've done so much for the Brotherhood that to do otherwise would be a crime. Remember that you will always have a home here.
We're still not idolized though. That's interesting. I found some more holo tags. Yeah. We might have to do like other stuff to become idolized. But the important thing is, yeah, they give us some really crappy power armor. The important thing is we can now go to the shop and actually buy some good stuff here.
Have you heard the good news? The Elder has lifted the lockdown. Good news for the store, let me tell you. I can't wait to start getting more goods. So what are you here for?
Show me what you got.
Our patrols are always bringing more stuff
Okay,
in.
yeah,
Take a
now
look.
she's selling some good stuff. So let's sell the garbage we've been picking up and maybe buy one of these, like the Gauss rifle and the Gatling laser and the grenade machine gun. And we could buy Ad Victoriam, even though we just picked up Annabelle. Wonder what the difference is, damage-wise. Cool. And we can also buy some power armor, not too interested in it. And they sell a bunch of ammo. Could be nice. Let's buy some missiles so we can mess around with it. Also buy, I don't really have anything else to sell you besides that crappy power armor. And I guess we have a ton of drugs. You guys like drugs down here? I think so. Awesome. All right, well, we might as well sort of try to do Raul's quest, assuming it can be done, like, easily. I don't actually remember, like I said. I don't know if I've done his quest more than maybe once. So give me a second here and we will try to finish his quest in a single video. I have to assume unmarked. Okay, yeah, so it is an unmarked quest and you have to meet 3 old people. 2 of them are extremely easy to get to and the final one is kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but we should be able to do it all in a single video and then we'll just be done with Raul. I don't mind him as a companion, but he's definitely not my favorite.
You want to send an elderly, half-decrepit ghoul into combat? Your tactical brilliance is unmatched, boss.
So yeah, we're going to take him with us to meet these older gentlemen. It'll be fine. I didn't want to visit the boomers yet, but it seems like this is one of the only options to get his quest to progress. So we'll poke our head in, talk to the person we need to talk to, and then just leave. I guess we could start the boomer quest next time. But I was also considering maybe starting a DLC or another quest mod next video. I don't know. There's so much to do. We're going to run to the boomers, okay? Well, maybe I should grab them. There we go. Let's do it together. No balls. We're out of stamina already. AP. You're fine. Just keep going. Just keep going. Crap. Okay, well, we're crippled. He's not essential, so... yeah, we gotta be careful. I think we're good, though. Okay. That was a lot of doctor bags, but it's fine. We'd do anything for Danny Trejo.
Hold it right there! Don't you move! How the hell did you survive that bombardment?
Simple enough. Run, hide, run. It's all in the timing.
But I had you zeroed in the whole time! Nobody's that fast. Move a muscle now, and I'll blow you to pieces.
Can we move this along? I didn't come here to attack you.
Then just stay where you are. Raquel will be here any second.
I'll take this from here. I'm Raquel, Master-at-Arms for the Nellis homeland. Mother Pearl, our eldest, wishes to speak to you.
Okay, but why did you take your clothes off? Who's Mother Pearl?
As I said, she is our eldest. Mother Pearl has lived at Nellis from the start, and has the wisdom of her age. She said that this day would come, and that any savage to reach our gate should be brought to her.
Okay, lead the way.
Follow close, and mind your behavior.
Why don't you have any armor?
Welcome, child. Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you? I've been waiting a good 5 years for an outsider to come along and visit.
Yeah, it's because I didn't want to start all of your guys' quests, so I was kind of doing a lot of side stuff. How may I be of assistance?
Oh, so many ways. Small ones to begin with, so we can get used to what it's like to have a outsider around and about. Should that go well, it may be you can help in big ways, too. We'll have to see.
How can we trust each other if you're going to be keeping secrets?
You have to keep in mind that you're our first contact with the outside world since I was barely a woman. Seclusion has kept us safe, but the world around us is changing. Neon lights in the distance, patrolling robots, soldiers. My youngers think our guns can keep out the world, but I think we need to let it in just a little, or become its victim. You're that little bit of the world, child. Welcome to Nellis.
Where do I start?
You picked a good time to stop by, for we're swimming in problems. My youngers can tell you all about it. Raquel could use help with the bug problem. Doc Argyle has wounded he's tending to. And Loyal and Jack might be looking for help with some repairs. Or you could just go see Pete at the museum and hear the story of our people. All you have to do there is listen. Come and go as you like, help or don't help, I leave it up to you. But I hope you'll show my youngers that not every outsider needs to be blown up.
Evening.
Okay, good. Raul is still with us. Okay, yeah, so, you know, these quests are fine. I'm not really interested in doing them in this video since we've already done a lot this video. Let's just go in here and see if we can't get the trigger to fire.
I hope Pearl knows what she's doing, letting you wander around Nellis as you please.
I'm looking for ways to make myself useful.
If that's so, how about you look into repairing the solar arrays on the roof of the generator building? Nothing too complicated about it, but it's a long ways to walk my old bones, and there's been that ant problem over near there. You can't miss the array. It's on top of the generator building smack dab in the middle of Nellis, between the two runways.
I passed through a place called Helios 1. Maybe I could find parts there.
Are you talking about that damn brat light we've seen blast off to the south occasionally? I was wondering what the hell that was. If they've got the parts, bring them on back. We need to get the array back up and charging.
Let's talk about something else.
All right. What's on your mind?
I don't know.
Don't get blown up.
That's a good thing to see, huh, boss?
What are you talking about?
That Loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
Loyal's using his years of knowledge to help his people. That's very noble. My dad was the same way.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
What's on your mind?
Old history, boss. I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench, and I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
What happened then?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else, my parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters, all died.
What happened then?
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home, but I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
And you blame yourself for this? You can't think it was your fault. No one could stand against a dozen armed men all alone. Anyone stupid enough not to set a watch deserved what they got. And you blame yourself?
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that for all my skills with a pistol, I couldn't help them. Anyway, that was weighing on my mind. Thanks for letting me get it out in the open, boss.
All right.
I'd go out like this.
1 down, 2 to go.
We haven't met yet. You must be new in town. I'm Andy.
What do you do here?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my ass and counting cracks in the ceiling. Wasting my life. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing something good.
You're with the NCR, right?
No, not anymore. Ever since my legs. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. I check in with the guys up the station on the ham radio. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects. They haven't been responding to me lately. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk. It's still got me a little worried. Guess they're just sick of all this bullshit.
Would you feel better if I checked on your NCR friends?
No. They'll be all right. They're good soldiers. I don't give them enough credit.
Okay, tell me about the Rangers.
They're the NCR's finest. A one-man platoon, each of them. You got a job where even thinking about it would scare a man senseless. That's when you bring in the Rangers. And if you see a squad of veterans, guys who earn their black armor, well, you won't find a more beautiful sight.
Did you do something to your leg?
Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, it's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten.
What happened?
A few years back, got a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house, not too far from where we were. We get there, and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I turn around, and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us. And he's scared half to death. Been hiding in the closet.
What'd you do?
I go to grab him out of there, and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back inside the closet, and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot. The Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate. Anyway, that was the first time. Second time, I fell down those stairs in front of the motel. Just in case I got to thinking, I'd put it all behind me.
Your body's injured, not your mind. You're kidding yourself if you think you're useless.
People don't exactly line up to find out what's in my head, but thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Tell you what, there's a move we have in the Rangers for knocking an opponent off his feet. Saved my ass a bunch of times. Maybe it'll help you out. Let me show you how it's done.
You've learned the Ranger Takedown Special move. To use this technique, initiate a power attack while moving backwards. You'll drop your opponent to the ground. Nice.
Hey, boss. Can I ask you something?
Sure, what's on your mind?
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
What do you mean, guys like Ranger Andy?
I mean guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Even after a crippling injury, a guy like Andy's tougher and more dangerous than most men alive. Just because someone's crippled doesn't mean they're useless. All that experience is invaluable. I think it's good he retired, out of sight, out of mind. He didn't have to give it up, he's just scared he doesn't have what it takes. Yeah, a guy like Andy's tougher and more dangerous than most men alive.
Maybe, yeah. I guess you got a point there.
We're not just talking about Ranger Andy, are we?
Not really, boss. No. After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick riders. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Wasn't Mexico City basically annihilated?
I don't think it was as hard hit as D.C. or Bakersfield. but it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you.
Sounds pretty bad.
You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed, for the first time since the bombs had fallen.
Wasn't it dangerous to be dressed so noticeably?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
Go on. What happened?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
That's pretty terrible.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I led my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
So what'd you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
Okay. I think he keeps saying that because he's like near death. There we go. Okay, so one more person to talk to, and then we'll end the video.
Howdy. Name's Sterling, First Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
You remember everyone who passes through here?
Got a good memory for faces. Landmarks and such, too. Comes with practice, that's all. And a lot of scouting from place to place.
Interesting rifle you have there, liver action.
I called her the Lone Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action. But Gorbet says it doesn't matter, just as long as I could hit my targets.
Have you always been with First Recon?
Used to be a ranger. One of the first they sent out east. Back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land. Checked out the locals. And kept ourselves inconspicuous. Couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers aren't here anymore. Bakers always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Why'd you leave the Rangers?
Well, that really wasn't a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionnaires up near Malpay. They beat me when they first took me. Wanted me to talk. One of the Legion soldiers grabbed a knife, held it under the fire, cut through my fingers. One by one. I kept screaming. Told him I didn't know anything. Then he moved to my feet, cutting between the bone, telling me he didn't want me to run. I thought that was it. But I'm here. I know I can't shoot, and I can't trek like I used to. But I'm coming back for them.
How did you manage to escape?
They didn't bother tying me up. Figure I couldn't leave. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Rolled right down an embankment into the Colorado. Guess I had a mind to drown, rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. A couple of rangers happened to be there. They were watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. I called a lucky break. See ya.
Got a second to talk, boss?
Sure, what's on your mind?
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
I think it's good that he's so devoted to his duty. More people should act that way. The NCR put a lot of time and money into his training. He owes it to them to use it however he can. It might seem harsh, but a soldier can't do a job properly with those limitations. Without those injuries, he's nothing but a drain on resources. He should retire. No. It's a good that he's so devoted to his duty.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
You're talking about the Great War? What do you remember about it?
I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel, and I was okay with that. I headed north for a while and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyways. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things?
Well, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Why aren't you still there?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way.
What happened?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up too much.
But they didn't, did they?
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How did you survive?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. so I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
What happened?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
Doubts? About what?
About whether I still had what it took to carry my pistols proudly, to use them to do what's right. And now that I've been traveling with you for a while, you made me realize that I could still do that. Maybe I'm not as tough as I used to be, but my brains can make up for that. And my hands are still quick enough. It's time to put the guns back on.
I think that's a great idea, Raul. I hope you'll put them to good use with me.
You can bet on that, boss.
And he gets a badass outfit. So sick. Ooh, he's even got a pretty cool looking gun. But yeah, I just wanted to finish Raul's quest here kind of in one video. He doesn't have a real quest, but he has a ton of dialogue, and it's a really cool story because, like I've said before, you don't really get a lot of information about pre-war, especially from people that were actually there. So any chance I get to talk to a ghoul about that kind of stuff, you gotta take it, right? And I feel like Raul is actually maybe the first person to talk about pre-war outside of the United States. Like, no, I guess in Fallout 4 there's that Chinese sailor captain guy, but I can't remember how much he actually talks about pre-war China. I don't think he does. Anyways, yeah, I figured we'd grab Raul, exhaust all his dialogue options, get him the very cool ending where he gets a very cool outfit. Next time we will roll with him for a little bit, you know, because we can't just get rid of him now. We haven't even done anything with him. And now that he's actually happy to be killing people with us, we could do like the boomers, we could do just something random, we could do some NCR quests. I don't actually know what I would want to do next video. But for now, I am going to end the video there for today. If you've made it this far and enjoyed this content, consider liking the video and subscribing if you have not already, as it helps the channel immensely. Other than that though, thank you for watching, and peace out.